I'm just doing a quick update today, and it's concerning those garden pearl bush cherry tomatoes that we've got growing in containers. As you can see, they get to quite a good size, but sometimes when they grow outwards, these branches get a little bit too heavy. And if you look at this plant, it's absolutely full of flowers. So all these flowers are going to become cherry tomatoes. So I was a little bit worried about the weight, especially since we keep getting these winds, which is not going to help if it's outside in container garden. So I thought as well, it started growing to one side, so I think we need to prop this up a little bit. So I'm just going to use a cane and straighten it like that, just offer it a little bit of support. So something like that should do. And we'll just force it down. Hopefully that won't disturb the root system too much. But now it's a little bit stabler. But also, while I'm looking at it, there's lots of these lower leaves. We said leave the suckers on these plants for a reason, because each sucker grows out and produces flowers. And it's the type of plant that flowers, sets all its fruit, and then that's it. So obviously the more flowers you've got, the better. But we still need to do a little bit of maintenance on it to keep this plant tidy, because some of the lower branches are starting to yellow. So we need to get rid of things like that, because it's going to cause problems ultimately for the old plant. So I'm going to do a little bit of a clean up on it. So if you look inside there, you can see there's a few leaves that are a bit worse for wear. Some are yellowing. And basically these dead leaves are just going to attract things that you don't want. So when the branches start to go like this, we need to cut them all off. And that's going to help keep everything else nice and healthy. If you have these like Tumbling Tom type plants, then some of the branches won't set fruit, like this one, at all. That one above will. So anything that's like this, you might as well get rid of, because it's just taking energy out of your plant. So we can just basically go in and find some branches that are not going to help us at all, like those yellowing ones that we mentioned. We'll just get rid of those, while at the same time cleaning around the bottom of this plant if there's weeds growing in this compost, because you always get some weed seed in your compost at some point. So if I just go around and snip away some of these, that one that we mentioned right there, it's starting to yellow a little on edge, but it's not going to grow any fruit anyway, so you might as well get rid of that one. And one of these that's dangling. This one is also not going to do anything, but in between there's a little side shoot and it's got flowers on. So take this one away and leave the one with the flowers. And we'll just keep going around and doing that. Obviously these big branches have got to stay on, but once again, in between we have this dangling down, but this one is getting little buds on it, so that's going to provide tomatoes. This one isn't. So we'll take one away. And then you'll start to see all the old branches at the bottom that we don't want. It's going to make it a lot easier to keep this plant tidy by doing this. Anything that's right at the base of this plant, clear that away as well. So we've got this other one there. That's virtually dead, that branch. So we'll get rid. few weeds. This one's growing right from the bottom, but that's not going to do anything, so we can get rid of that as well. And as you're doing this, everything is going to be so much easier to see in future. This one is just dangling down doing nothing, so get rid. And I'm going to take both those away so I can clear this plant as much as possible. There, a really old branch, get rid. And again, this branch, that will do nothing, but this one has got little buds on, so take that off. Leave the one with the buds, the flowers as well. And it's the same throughout these plants. You'll get a branch that's not really doing anything, and then the side shoot is the one that will grow the tomatoes. So at this point of the year, clean them all up, because the more energy that goes into this plant for flowering, the more fruit you're going to get. So one more go around, take that branch away, leave all the rest. But while we're cleaning this plant up at the same time, I'm going to give it a little bit of support, because this is going to get quite heavy when it's full of tomatoes, and I don't want it going down so low with the weight that it kinks or breaks this branch. Because once it's finished its flowering, it won't do any more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in some more poles, like that, right to the bottom of this tub. It's not going to hurt the plant doing this. And what I'll do is I'll stick 4 in. Like that. And then we can tie some string round. And it's basically just the same as having what they call tomato cages, but we're making one rather than buying one. And all we want to do is lift these branches a little, like that. Just holding them up away from the soil and then tie it off. So we'll lift it up, something like that. And then we can tie it off. Like that. And that's going to hold that branch up. So if any winds do come, it's going to have a lot more protection than this one over here. So we'll then do the exact same thing again. So now that plant has been completely cleaned up, dead decaying branches or branches that aren't going to provide any fruit at all have been taken away to encourage more growth in these. And then we've offered the branches a little support from the wind. So just for the sake of 10 minutes, bit of a look round, bit of a clean up, this is going to be a much happier plant in the long run. And while we're here, we could just pop a little bit of feed in as well. But for your plants, that only flower once through the season and then set all the fruit at the same time. You want to make sure that you're looking after them as best you can. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, really appreciate it. If you want to see any other updates in future, then please just hit that subscribe button and then press that notifications bell, and we'll see you next time. You all take care. Thank you.